Hey guys, Kelly here. Uh, Today's video is kind of a sad video. I want to honor the memory of my best friend Ron Sherlin. 4 years ago, December 19th, December 13th, 2019, he passed away. I met Ron in the winter of 1983. Both of our daughters were infants at the time. My daughter was born in April. His was born, I can't remember, I'm sorry. But his daughter, his oldest daughter and my daughter were about the same age. And then his next daughter and my son were about the same age. And I met him through an ad in the old I Want a paper. I don't know how many of y'all know what that is, but it's just like a classified. And he answered her, because I was just looking for model car builders, looking for old model cars and stuff like that. And he replied, and he invited me over to his house. The first day I met him, he gave me an IMC little red wagon pickup truck. Had never ever seen that kit before in my life. Absolutely loved the truck because my brother-in-law had one at the time, a real one, and it was just Ron. He'd give you the shirt off his back. He had the patience to go through parts boxes at the shows and just dig through and dig through and dig through, and I can't do that. I don't know if I've got ADD or what, but I just, But he also remembered, so I was building a 60 Falcon. It was a resin kit that I had gotten, and I needed glass for it. And we were at, I think it was the Foothills Classic, Foothills Plastic Pros Fall Classic in Newton, North Carolina. And he comes up, and I mean, this has been months. And he comes up and he hands me this piece of glass. And I said, "What's this?" He said, "For your Falcon." The Falcon was in a box, packed away because the glass was what was holding it up. That's just the kind of guy Ron was. If you needed something and he found it, he would tell you about it. I'm going to be showing some pictures of Ron's builds, pictures of Ron. I'm going to start with this 39 Ford Tudor. Because when I was going through my divorce, and me and the kids were hanging out at Ron's house, this is the car he was building, and this is pretty much we had fallen out, or no, not fallen out. Excuse me, we had just lost touch because he moved from the house that he was living in, and he started at a job at the place I was working at the time, and I happened to walk by and say, "Well, that looks like Ron." So whenever I talked to him, then we hit it off after that. So when I was going through my divorce, his and Carol's house was my haven. Our kids would play, they would babysit while I was out doing stupid stuff. Really shouldn't have been, but I was, young. I mean, I met Ron originally when I was 19, and this was probably around the time I was 24, 25. So, Ron and Carol they were my haven. We would sit over there, and on Saturdays we'd just build models, we'd paint, we'd just jabber, and it was just a great time. And after work we'd go over there, and I was living with my parents and with my two kids, so it wasn't a pleasant situation to be in there. But so it just gave me an escape. But anyway, like I said, I'm just going to keep on flashing up some pictures of Ron, pictures of his build. The red 34 Ford Wrecker is in one of the magazines. That was his last build. And the bright yellow, I can't remember what shade of yellow it was, the 68, 69 Dodge Dart convertible. He scratch built all the dog legs for the boot and everything. That was posted in the magazines. Both of those were, sadly, it was after he passed. But like I said, if you've probably recognized Ron whether you know him or not. If you've been to the Carolina Classic, Carolina Custom Modelers uh, Summer Classic in Clemens, North Carolina, he and I attended those together all the time. The Mid Carolinas sale, it wasn't a contest, but it was just a sale in Salisbury. Me and him attended all the time. The Foothills Plastic Pros that used to be in Newton, North Carolina, and then moved to Morganton, North Carolina before they dissolved. We used to go to those together all the time. He also attended on his own or with some other friends, a lot of other cars. Before I started going to the South Carolina Modelers Spartanburg show and the Greenville show, he had attended those. He did the South Carolina Modelers Charleston show. Like I said, a lot of you guys know him. A lot of you guys, I've seen posts on Facebook how everybody loved him. He was just a great guy, and I call him my best friend. Next to my wife. My wife is always going to be my best friend, but Ron, I have known longer than my wife, and it's really hard to do this sometimes, because when you're building something, and you always would talk to him. I mean, me and him would chat every single day, whether on the phone or on Facebook. And we would run ideas by each other all the time. It would be, I'm thinking about this. And he would ultimately have something that was a better plan or vice versa. But like I said, it's just, it's, you guys out there, if you're watching this, you got a friend, just cherish your friends. Keep in contact with them, don't let crap like politics and religion and stuff like that. Because Ron and I we had different views on Christianity. He was a believer, but he had different views on it, and he had different political views. But it never ever interfered with our friendship. It always, he'd express his opinion, and I'd respect it, and I would express mine, and he would respect it. And that's the way it should be. Just because somebody believes something different doesn't mean they hate you. So remember that. You guys, contact an old friend. Reach out there to somebody. It's coming on 40, well, it's been over 40 years since I met Ron. And it was just, the last 4 years without him, it's been, it's hard, especially losing him close to Christmas. He has 4 daughters. Keep them in your prayers. Keep their families in your prayers, because he left grandchildren. His wife Carol passed away a couple of years ago, and it's just so just like I said, just keep the family in your prayers, and just like I said, just reach out to your friends, make new friends. You never know what's going to come of this. The day I walked into his house with my infant daughter and met his wife and his infant daughter, I never thought that the friendship that we would have would be there. I mean, we liked each other. We both liked cars. But we were totally different backgrounds. But like I said, we grew to love each other. He was my brother, period. And he was better family to me than my family. So you guys work on your friendships, and remember, it went out there, it's gone. But all right, guys, like I said, just trying to remember Ron here, guys. God bless you.